Hi and welcome back to my channel. It's time for another recipe. So today I'm going to be cooking the Slimming World Diet Cola chicken. I know this is already on quite a few channels, but it's such a good recipe that I thought it was worth sharing. And it is on the Slimming World website, so I will put a link in the description box below. Diet Cola chicken, and it's so dead easy. You can get 4 or 5 portions out of it. It's completely free on the plan. Plenty of speed in it, and with added speed it would be a really good Slimming World friendly meal. So what you need for this recipe is some fry light. I've got the garlic one. We need an onion, 1 onion freshly chopped. I've just got some frozen onion, and 2 garlic cloves, which is also frozen garlic in there. 4 skinless chicken breasts cut into pieces, that's there. I've got 1 red pepper, 1 yellow and 1 green pepper chopped into chunks. I've just got 1 green and 2 red because I couldn't get hold of a yellow one. So 3 peppers. Then we've got Worcestershire sauce, tomato puree, passata, and the recipe says with onions and garlic, but I couldn't get hold of that, so I've just got a plain passata. Dark soy sauce, well I've just got light, so I'm going to make do with that. Mixed herbs, a can of Diet Cola, I've got my Diet Pepsi, 200ml of chicken stock. Now I was going to buy some chicken stock, but I remembered that I'd got some of the no chicken stock pots, so I'm going to use one of these with some boiling water. And it says 200 grams of sugar snap peas. Well, I'm just going to use frozen peas, and there's about 100 grams there. So let's get started. I'm just going to do it slightly differently from the recipe. So I've got my frying pan, a large one, heating on the hob. Take it back to medium heat, and I've sprayed it with my garlic fry light. And I'm just going to put my chicken in to brown it off. So I'm going to brown that off first, and then we'll add other ingredients. The chicken's browned off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a separate bowl for a while, and don't worry, I am going to cook the chicken some more, but I don't want to overcook it, and I like to get this sauce really reduced as much as possible. So I'm just going to put the chicken to one side for a few minutes. And then I'm going to spray with fry light again. And I'm going to add to the frying pan the frozen onions and garlic. So you want 1 finely diced onion and 2 finely diced cloves of garlic. And if you want to use frozen or frozen garlic, frozen onion, that's absolutely fine. Or garlic powder, then that's fine as well. So I'll fry those off and come back. That's the onion and garlic fried off, and I'm going to add the peppers. Loads of lovely peppers going in. And let those brown for a couple of minutes as well. The peppers and onions have been frying for a couple of minutes, and now I'm going to start adding the other ingredients. So we want a 330ml can of Diet Coke. I've got Diet Pepsi here. So I'm going to pour that in. So yeah, one full tin of a diet drink. You could also use a diet Fanta, diet orange. I know Jane SW does it with ginger chicken with the Pepsi ginger flavour. So that is my Diet Coke in. I've got my 200ml of chicken stock. Again, I've just made that from a chicken stock cube. Then we want the 8 tablespoons of passata. If you can get hold of it with garlic and onions, then get that one. So we need to do 8 tablespoons of passata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a bit more for good luck. I'll probably freeze that if I'll freeze the leftover passata if I've got enough storage jars. That's the passata in. Then we want 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. So again, I'm using this light one, but if you've got dark in your cupboard, then that is fine. I'll just put another one in because that's a tablespoon rather than that's a dessert spoon rather than a tablespoon. And then we want 2 teaspoons of Worcester sauce. So, oh hang on, sorry, this one's not open. Be back in a second. So where were we? We were at Worcester sauce. So a teaspoon of Worcester sauce. So I'll get a good whack of that in. Then we want the 4 tablespoons of tomato puree. Not quite sure I've got 4 tablespoons, but we'll give it a good go. Give it some good squeezes. That's 1, 2, 'll have to get some more of this. Somebody text Andrew and tell him to put tomato puree on the order. We shop online. 1 more for good measure. There we go, that is plenty. And then we want a teaspoon of mixed herbs. So I'll give that a good shake. Give it a good stir around. And I know I haven't yet put the chicken back in, but don't worry, I will do. So we want to bring that to the boil. I'll put it back on a high heat. I'll bring it to the boil and then I'll simmer it for about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then I'll put the chicken in, but I will come back to you. The sauce has been simmering for about 8 minutes, so now I'm going to put the chicken back in. And I'm also going to shove my frozen peas in. If you have sugar snap peas, then stick them in. Give that a little stir. While it's been simmering for the 8 minutes, I've been giving it the odd stir here and there. So now I'm going to bring that back to the boil again. And once that's boiling, I'm going to cook it for a further 10 to 15 minutes. But if you just try and cook it for as long as you feel the need to. If you've left the chicken in all the time, you might not want to leave it as long, just to try and reduce the sauce a little. But it is nice when it's a little bit runnier, because then you can have it with rice and you've got a sauce for your rice or noodles. Right, so I shall leave that simmering for another 15 minutes and we'll see what it looks like then. Right, so the pan with all the ingredients has been sizzling away nicely for a good 15 minutes, and you can see the sauce has reduced nicely. Still quite saucy, but it's reduced, and the chicken is cooked. Peppers have softened, peas have softened. So I'm going to split this up and have some for my tea tonight and put the rest in the freezer. Yeah, dead easy recipe. If you didn't, actually, even with peas, it's suitable for SP, depending what you serve with it. But I'll show you later. But what I'll eat with it is a bit of boiled rice and some stir-fry veg. And there we are, 4 portions of lovely Diet Coke chicken, along with a tub of passata to freeze for another recipe. And here's my Diet Coke chicken served with some boiled rice. It's the boiled rice from Iceland, and stir-fry veg. And it's all sin-free on the plan. Thanks for watching. I know I ended my recipe video, but I have to come back on and say that I've just eaten that Diet Coke chicken as my dinner, and it was absolutely delicious. It was even better than the first time I made it. The chicken was really soft and not overdone. It was just right, and it had a real depth of flavour, and it wasn't as runny. So I think I have cracked the method of making Diet Coke chicken.